The Chair, Reverend Alan Okon Miensa, the President of Marshall's University, members of Convocation, members of teaching and administrative staff, matriculating students, Nananom and Nime, distinguished invited guests, media representatives, ladies and gentlemen. I have the singular honor and privilege to introduce the keynote speaker for the third matriculation ceremony of the fresh students of Marshall's University in the current academic year 2016 and 2017. We are in this respect blessed to have one such important personality in our midst to do us the special honor. This person is a professor of veterinary medicine. He holds a doctorate degree in veterinary medicine from the University of Ibadan, Nigeria, and also another doctorate degree in veterinary microbiology from the University of Liverpool, England. Between 2003 and 2006, he was the director of the Animal Research Institute of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Ghana. This person also holds various other positions across the academic arena. Between 1988 and 1990, he was the head of Department of Animal Production and Health of the Federal University of Technology in Nigeria. From 2008 to 2009, he also served as the head of the Animal Science Department, University of Ghana, Legon. He was the foundation dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine, University of Ghana, Legon, between 2009 to 2014. Our distinguished personality wears a religious garment as well. He is the parish priest of the Liberal Catholic Church, Church of Our Lady Osu Akwaje in Accra. He is married to Betty with a grown-up daughter, 2 sons, and 4 grandchildren. Reverend Chairman, distinguished ladies, gentlemen, and invited guests, kindly join me with a big applause to welcome Reverend Professor George Kwame Enen, our keynote speaker for this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my sister Lily Ablo, for the very kind words you said about me. Mr. Chairman, the Reverend Alan Okumi Mensa, my senior colleague, at the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, now president of this unique University College, Professor Benonu Kitochi, the deans of the faculties, distinguished guests, the media, parents by whose sacrifice the matriculants are here met today, matriculating students to whom I'm going to address this short paper, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. When I was requested by Professor Divine Amenume, he's a very highly illustrious but extremely modest chairman. Used to be the chairman of the board of governors of this unique college, Marshall's. To be guest speaker on this occasion, I was humbled and I was puzzled. It was only after reading the brochure of the second matriculation ceremony that contained much of what is here, that I got an inkling as to his choice of speaker. Mr. Chairman, the components of the symbol, that is the logo of Marshall's, stand for several concepts. I see it here in front of me. Stands for the Christian faith, and the president has affirmed that this college was built on Christian principles. Stands for light, truth, endurance, and resourcefulness. It stands for scientific approach to resolving challenges, the integration of positive cultural values in education, and it also stands for love that binds all together. I want to emphasize the concept of love. Love means selflessness, without which we cannot move forward, not only as a college, but also as a nation and in fact the entire world. I happen to be a priest, as my sister invited me, and also an academic, though not a specialist in education as Professor Amenima is. Nevertheless, I have welcomed this opportunity to share some thoughts on the need for the Ghanaian undergraduate to reinvent himself, and of course herself, and reevaluate our national leadership needs. And for you, the matriculants, to prepare yourselves for the huge task of leading to build Ghana into a prosperous and God-loving nation. I see you as leaders. I see you as potentially people who are going to draw or drag this country along the path to perfection. In this short address, Mr. Chairman, I shall try to give an idea of the quality of education that can put a nation on solid grounds for the attainment of development goals. I shall also try to indicate the average caliber of students currently admitted into our universities and the current quality of university education in Ghana. I shall dwell a little on the type of education requirement for you, leaders, education requirement for leadership, and how they should prepare us for leadership in the various areas of endeavor, such as commerce, industry, healthcare delivery, agriculture, engineering, and other areas. What is the quality of education we must look out for, we must aspire to? Simply defined, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, education is a system of training and instruction, especially of children and young people in schools, colleges, and so forth and so on, designed to impart knowledge and skills. But knowledge and skills are not acquired for their own sake. They must be used to contribute to the development of society, and for the person who is acquiring it, the person's survival in that society. You need education to survive in this society. It is accepted that the most important resources for national development is its human capital, which is developed through education. I wish to quote from a very valuable book, Challenges of Education in Ghana. I took the opportunity to look at this book because I was going to give this address. Challenges of Education in Ghana in the 21st Century. It was edited by Professor Menume. I want to quote from it to underpin the importance of quality education for a nation. In 1957, at independence, the first president of this nation, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, said in Parliament, and I quote, "Our whole educational system must be geared to producing a scientifically, technologically minded people." A few other things followed, and he ended, "Only with a population so educated can we hope to face the tremendous problem which confront any country to raise the standards of living in a tropical zone," unquote. Tropical zone like a developing country like ours. But permit me to remind you that science and technology are incomplete without the humanities, which you are engaged in mostly here. Science and technology are used to solve problems of humanity. Therefore, any educational pursuit which ignores the humanities will invariably weaken or indirectly undermine the service industry, which touches the life of each one of us. Quality university or college education requires sound knowledge and skills in the subject areas. We all know that, as the president emphasized, that you must pass all courses from year 1 to year 4. But as Marshall teaches, it should be built on or integrated with informal traditional education that we receive from our society, which emphasizes morality and other ethical responsibilities and obligations that the individual owes to society. You are gaining from society. You must return something to the society. True, you are paying your own school fees, but this society has given you a lot. You must give back to that society. Quality college education must emphasize self-discipline, leadership skills, excellence in a chosen endeavor, and entrepreneurship, because it is through this that a graduate is able to manage co-workers, set high standards at the workplace, and excellence in your chosen area is what should always be in front of you. You've seen vision statements of various companies. They are usually set so high that you cannot attain them. Vision statements are not to be attained, but you must always look up to that statement. What are the current standards of university education in Ghana? The current standards of education delivery and the quality of graduates trained in most of our universities leave much to be desired. You must start on this premise. There are many causes for this, but for lack of time, we cannot discuss them all here. But they include the quality of students admitted. Undergraduate admission is high in the public universities because the universities depend on fees paid to operate. Large classes are commonplace. Lecturer-student interaction is slow. Mr. Chairman, I am suggesting that the qualification of many of our students at admission is inadequate, and it makes it difficult for them to assimilate knowledge that is imparted. To complicate this situation, the culture of supplementary reading, very important in complementing lectures and other forms of instructions, is no longer fashionable. People don't read, students don't read. And I'm not talking about Marshall's College. I'm talking about the universities that I know I've worked in. This should not be part of you. You must read. You must read wide. Material is available. Now with e-learning and things like that, they are available so easily. Many of you have laptops. You can acquire, you can access much of this information. You must read. Because what we give you in PowerPoints, in lecture notes, handouts are not enough. Unfortunately, this is what most undergraduates depend upon to prepare themselves, even for examinations. I am submitting again, Mr. Chairman, that the removal of advanced level training from the secondary school system is mainly responsible for this malaise of students refusing to read outside what they hear in the lecture rooms. Furthermore, inadequate teaching aids and hands-on skills acquisition systems have adversely affected the quality of teaching and learning in our universities, and consequently, the quality of graduate output. I suspect, Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that the morale of our graduates leaving school is low. After national service, most graduates are not sure of a future they can look up to with zeal, except perhaps those who are already in some jobs, who going back to, I suspect many of you are like that, except those, and also those who along the line have decided they will go into politics. Are our new graduates depressed because of scanty employment avenues? Or as pronounced 15 years ago by the then president of the Ghana Employers Association, and I quote, "The quality of graduates coming out of universities is bad. They lack knowledge and they do not suit modern places." This was said by Mr. Ismail Yamson in 1999. It's quoted in the book that I referred to, edited by Professor Menume. Actually, as much as they can, the universities have been working hard at improving the teaching and learning environment before and since that pronouncement was made in 1999. The universities are very much aware of the challenges they face within the economic and political environment of Ghana. A major cause, if it is not the main cause, is that government is very low in commitment when it comes to funding education, especially university education in this country. At the same time, it is busy creating new universities. These make the realization of high-quality graduate output, especially from the public universities, a Herculean task. But we must not give up. Our nation is evolving. We are moving. We have to move. The world is moving. We have to move along. The situation will get better with time and with effort that great leaders like you are going to contribute. You are going to become great leaders. Keep it in your mind that you are going to be leaders. Leaders, not just graduates who are going to go look for jobs and things like that. No, you are going to be leaders. I want you to keep that at the back of your mind. In fact, the title of this is Education for Leadership. Education for Leadership. Need for attitudinal adjustment. That's what you want to see in the new undergraduates. So, how can we go about changing this situation of despondency to one of hope? Our attitude to education as undergraduates must change. If we want high-quality knowledge, we must make use of supplementary sources of information, as I have said, both online and in hard copy, textbooks and journals. Our motivation for knowledge acquisition must see a redirection. We must be driven by a passion to make a difference, to brighten whatever corner in which we find ourselves. Right from our admission to Marshall's, we should be determined to be passionate leaders. We must show commitment to any cause we address ourselves to. We must identify with our source, our society, and our nation. No nation has developed on the culture of another's. We cannot develop by making yo-yo, dressing up like what we see on TV. We cannot. We must build on what the good things in our own culture. This is what Marshall's is teaching. And you must make sure that this thing gets into you. As matriculants, we must bear in mind that by the end of our training at Marshall's, the needs and problems of our nation will be our needs and problems too. We should be ready to lead, to meet these needs, and confront these challenges. Our traditional ethical values are part of the Christian values the Marshall symbol stands for. Our society will agree with the Apostle Paul, who encourages us in Philippians 4:8 to fill our minds with everything that is true, everything that is noble, good, pure, virtuous, praiseworthy, everything that we love, and everything that is honorable. Again, when I mention love, I want to emphasize selflessness. It is with selflessness that we achieve. If you are going to think about what you are going to gain with this education that you are going to receive and enrich yourself, make yourself comfortable, then I'm afraid you will not succeed. It is with selflessness that anybody here who has got somewhere has been able to attain it. When I was leaving the, Animal Research Institute to go to the University of Ghana, I was director. I didn't think that I was going to gain financially. All I was thinking was that I was going to help to build a school of veterinary medicine. That was it. And I was padded well. You can ask the chairman. The president. I was padded well in Animal Research Institute. Our president. You didn't have to spend your salary. Allowances would do it for you. I left to go and achieve something. Selflessness. It is part of love. I want you to remember that. These ethical values, as I've enumerated them, must be the foundation of your education in this college. Then it will be easier to imbibe the knowledge that is presented to you. These values will make your relationships with your colleagues, your lecturers, and other workers in the college fruitful, because you will be able to work harmoniously together. You don't have to be brilliant academically to be successful. I've always told my students that you don't have to be very brilliant academically to be successful. What you require to practice alongside the virtues I've talked about are self-discipline, hard work, and perseverance. Self-discipline, hard work, perseverance. With this, if you have average intelligence, you get to wherever you want to go. One of my lecturers, when I was an undergraduate, he said to me, hard work always pays. I've underlined the word always. Hard work always. It's not sometimes. Hard work always pays. And I have found it to be so true. The rewards of hard work and perseverance may not come immediately, but they will surely come. Take it from me. Our life is a long struggle. As a child learns to walk, he or she falls countless times, but he never gives up. Perseverance is essential as young and older people go about their duties, trying to do the right things and earning an honest living. The temptation to break the rules, cut corners, obtain riches illegally and immorally, and living ungodly lives, these temptations, they come daily. Perseverance on the right path as undergraduates paves the way to good leadership in the future. Again, as St. Paul writes, Galatians 6:9, we must never get tired of doing good, because if we don't give up the struggle, we shall get our harvest in good time. May our Lord continue to guide and bless you, and I thank you for listening to me. Thank you.